and welcome to Convoy 33. It's such a big one, I've had to bring some friends along with me to help out.
Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm from Ukraine.
Hello, guten Morgen. Ich komme aus Berlin. Mein Name ist Wilde.
Hello everybody, my name is Dimitri, I'm from Estonia and I also will be with you tonight. We have a couple messages from the last convoy. You basically made the votes there with the codes, and we right now know that the best unit you chosen was the unit of Medic's 53rd Brigade. Thank you for doing this. Please do the same in this video and we will know exactly whom to bring additional aid.
But it's right, isn't it, Dimitri, that all the units are important and we've got so many to help today. So everyone, let's get started and see who we're helping out with all of your donations this time.
Slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!
Слава нації! Смерть ворогам! Україна! Понад усе! Україна! Понад усе! Україна! Понад усе! Путін!
Ла-ла-ла.
Basically what we do, we are night hunters.
Yes.
We destroy by our flying complex enemy gunnery, armored personnel carriers, tanks, artillery, and of course manpower at night.
And Nemesis is the drone, right?
Yes, it is.
And I think I'm right in saying you're quite successful at doing it, aren't you?
Yes, we are, because it's a high technique, thing. It's like a new way of doing battles. So we created, well, not me personally, no, not me personally, but the whole facility of Ukrainian scientists created the new drone that can bring heavy mortar shells, a lot of shells, and to the long distance. So it's like our long hand that we can destroy enemy targets on long distance from the front line. And of course it's very successful because well, we cannot say about some specific things about him, but the drone is actually the new word in the battlefield all over the world.
So there's like the big drones they call Baba Yaga.
Yes.
Right? This is the common word, but this Baba Yaga is one that really does scare the Russians.
It
right?
is enemy, because Baba Yaga is from the child books. The old lady that lives in forest and come at night to kill and destroy. That's we.
And you says it carries a mortar shell.
Yes, it is.
Like just one or like multiples? Like
multiples.
Wow.
And different types of shells.
Okay. It's quite horrible then, isn't it? Like,
it is, because you need to imagine that a regular Russian soldier, he's actually not very educated. And when he understands that deep in actually outside the front line, deep in his positions, something come at night, invisible, and destroys everything and fly away, and he doesn't understand how it works actually. It's terrifying for him.
They can probably hear it though, right? I guess, like slowly it appears and then
at the end.
At the end?
At the end. He can hear it at the end.
But not enough time to do anything apart from maybe just like look up or
it depends of how lucky was that Russian soldier.
The recon units that go out, how do they how do they actually identify targets? Kind of, what, do they have an op post or do they have any technical equipment? Okay, another question.
That's an interesting question you ask, my friend. Guys, we will continue this. Well, you need to.
Look, it's the SBU.
The recon. That's the job of the recon. It's that's why it's very important not just to see but to verify. It's a whole job actually to learn how a tank can be hidden in bushes, to see the roads in the trees, to see the grass that are down so something will spool or drive over that grass, to see some rests of, I don't know, some MREs, for example. So that's the whole job of reconning. Reconning for us, it's not always to see in binoculars the enemy. Reconning for us is sometimes to watching photos from, I don't know, 500 meters height for 15-16 hours to realize where on that photo the enemy is hidden.
I'm going to steal this patch because this
Of
is
course.
cool, mate. I mean, there you go. Have the pro patch. Thank you,
Thanks.
mate. Pleasure.
Pleasure.
And I will give you this one as well from our charity. We'll start like this.
Okay.
There you go, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Hi, Jake Bro. I would like to thank you and, of course, all your subscribers for that help and support that you provided. This car that over here stands will drive our recon units to the battlefield so they can spot our enemies and we can destroy them. That's a very important mission for us, and that's how we all will bring our victory together. Slava Ukraini!
My name's John Gudorf. I am from the US originally, but I have dual citizenship in the UK, lived in the UK for about 15 years. This is my third convoy with NAFO 69th Brigade, and I think the challenge was we had a slight problem with the pollution filter, so it limited the speed we could go at. I actually found it to be advantageous because we didn't have to chase the crazy Estonians. We could go at a normal pace, and we got here nice and safe. The challenge, this was certainly the best time for me. I got the most sleep. I had someone with me the whole time, so it wasn't driving solo. And yeah, I mean, we had fantastic weather. It's well organized. I like the team format, having a smaller group to kind of bond with. It was a great group of guys. And at the first time I came, this was quite shocking. You know, you see traffic jams and fancy cars and restaurants all open, and you're sort of like, oh, right, you know, okay. You know, it's very different than I expected. But this gives me more and more power every time now that it's like the phrase, living well is the best revenge. I think living well is the best resistance. That Ukrainians are saying, you will not terrorize us. It reminds me of 9/11. You know, after 9/11, Americans came together for once and said, we won't be terrorized. We're going to get on planes again. We're going to travel. We're going to live our lives. And I think seeing Ukrainians do this every single day, every time I come here, is really inspirational and just gives me that motivation to work with NAFO, work with other groups, and try to teach other groups how NAFO does things, because there's no one doing it on this scale or this professionally or this well, but there's a lot of groups that do it on a small scale. And so I'm trying to take the learnings to them and say, hey, you know, here's how we can improve it, be more efficient, and get more vehicles and more gear, more tactical gear, everything here, and fundraise, because you guys are you're especially so great at fundraising. So just, you know, the more lessons we can share with everyone to help, whether it's under NAFO umbrella or not, is helping Ukraine. So that's ultimately why we're here.
Right now we will have some cool stories about the unit in the Kursk direction. And we have Frank
Hello!
that help us to make this truck done. So, how is everything going?
We work better than anyone else. We are paratroopers, and paratroopers can't do badly. We are and will be the first wherever we are.
We actually gave almost like already 9 trucks. And last time you asked for Baba Yaga, and we're still in the process, but you managed to have it. And tell us more about how do you work with the Baba Yaga?
With Baba Yaga, we only do remote mining and remote demining. Baba Yaga is a very mean device that carries a lot of weight. Such equipment as tanks or infantry fighting vehicles are not an obstacle for us. During the night, Baba Yaga can remotely mine up to 150 meters of territory.
Would you show to people how the Baba Yaga holding the mine? Basically, they take the mine, and the mine is detached to this drone, and they don't need to go to the front line. And they can go even like to the Russian positions, like really up to deep into the enemy's lines to send those mines, to help. And this is the example how Ukrainian lives are saved. So that's the purest example of the drones that's saving Ukrainian lives and makes the Ukrainian victory closer.
That's very impressive, actually. Really.
I went through all the military circles of hell. I started with an attack aircraft and stood in defense in the trenches. Currently, I am in charge of a supper unit in the airborne assault troops, and we are always the first to go. And we, the suppers, go ahead of the assault troops. We clear passages of mines. That is, we were the first to arrive in Kursk, made the passages, and later all the heavy equipment followed. I have known Dima and Ragnar since 2022. Since then, I have been receiving help from them. Thanks to them, thanks to their donors, their friends, and now thanks to you, Frank, I always get the help I truly need. I'm tired of losing fighters all the time. I want to mechanize my unit. I'd rather lose this $1 million bird but have 2 suppers alive. Today, we suffered losses. 2 suppers were killed last night. That is, you train 20 suppers for 6 months and lose 2 in 1 day. This is an unmeasurable loss. We're like a family now, and it is very painful for us to endure when we lost our brothers. That's why I want to work with drones.
Guys, last night, Dmitro unit lost 2 soldiers. So let's keep 1 minute silence in honor of them.
They will always be in our memory and forever in service.
It should bring you luck, you know. And Kursk is Ukraine, as we know now. Crimea is Ukraine, where it comes from, but Kursk is Ukraine now too.
And I'm giving away a chevron with the emblem of our troops, airborne assault troops. We're always the first, like this sword. We strike to kill. And my suppers are the first.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава. And I would like to add here, like, it's literally how Ukrainians are fast learning, because we were meeting with Dima like in June, and he was like, yeah, we would like to have it like this Baba Yaga, because I see that we can do it, and where do we can find it? And now it's past like 3 months, and Dima stands here is like, we are doing with the Baba Yaga everything. Like, Baba Yaga is like not a problem. So I'm just afraid if next time you say, yeah, F-16s would be great to have it, and like, yeah, I'm flying over to Moscow. So big applause to Dima and Frank, and thank you for your work.
Thank you very much.
We will work until we win. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
of my brigade.
And victory to Ukraine, huh?
Thank you to Mr. Frank and his subscribers for their support, for their faith in us, for helping us to raise money for this vehicle, which will be used in the Kursk sector by the 33rd Separate Engineer Battalion of Airborne Assault Troops. It will be used by sappers who always go ahead of the first.
Slava DSHV.
Thank you, Flamenco Mouse. Thank you to everybody who donated, who follows us, who helps Ukraine win. Together we are unbeatable. Slava Ukraini!
Thank you, Frank.
We are 44 separate mechanized brigade.
And your call sign is?
Yeah, my battle tag.
Yeah.
If it makes sense,
Yeah.
Santa.
Santa?
Santa, yeah.
Why?
Because during, when war just started, I don't have a helmet.
You have a helmet?
Yeah.
Well, do we need to get you a...
And I wear a cap of Santa Claus.
Mate, that's
Yeah, I was machine gunner with
What, with a Santa cap?
with a Santa cap.
What? For how long? Have you got pictures? Like, what? For how long were you wearing just a Santa hat and a machine gun?
Approximately 1 month.
Mate,
Yeah.
wow. Wow. Look, fair play, brave man. We got you 5 Mavic 3Ts, right? So how important are these?
How important this 5 Mavic 3 thermal?
Yeah.
It's for us like for 7 days.
7 days?
7 days.
Just, you know, like you might fly it up and then jammed and that's the end of it?
One life of Mavic, yeah, especially thermal,
Yeah.
at approximately 3 nights.
Do you still see, once the victory's done, do you still see a career in the army, or do you now want to like become a farmer or something more like calm? Like, what's your thinking?
Yeah, maybe I want to continue my career
Yeah.
in the army, and I also I want to create my career which very close to English and maybe international department and something like that, to share my battle achievements and something like that.
I think this is the lessons learned here and the battle tactics are going to be something that I think a lot of NATO countries are going to be interested in learning from.
Yeah, by the way, in 2023, when our assault action, maybe you know Kharkiv district.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was company commander of International Legion.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
Yeah, and
Okay.
also a lot of guys in my company. There was from Great Britain.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And do you still see some of them now? Like, do you know them? Like,
Yes, in Instagram we have connection, and also we send some message.
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, mate.
Let's trade.
Yeah, fine. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Nice
you.
one. And
Yeah, this is a patch of mechanized troops.
amazing. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. Who drove the truck? Adrian, come here. Like, come and meet Santa. Adrian.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
So Adrian has driven and donated. No, come in, buddy. Like, I'm gonna...
I didn't donate for the...
No, but you drove it.
Yeah.
Right, so Adrian has donated before and has driven a number of trucks now, right? So last Wednesday, you were driving alone, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So he set off from Tallinn and drove like Tallinn all the way to Kyiv.
How much kilometers is that?
2,200
Oh
on.
my God.
So he
It's a
drove
good
all the
car.
way here.
It's really
Yeah,
good
it's
car.
really good.
Yeah, so you like it.
For the long ride.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks to him, that truck's there, and then the guys can carry on fighting. So yeah, nice
And
one.
thanks to you, can live in peace in Estonia. So
Appreciate it. Thank you. Maybe for Andrew, I will give our color of Brigade.
Very cool. Yeah? There.
Yeah, that's for you.
There you go, mate.
so much. I appreciate it very much.
Nice one,
No worries.
Santa.
It's time for presents.
It's Christmas.
Yeah. Hello, Jake bro. Our battalion and my brigade is very thankful for this truck, and thank you and your followers. Glory to Ukraine.
So we've got something a bit different and a bit new here, and we're going to talk today about these. So if they could start just by explaining, because people know this is an FPV drone, but what's different about this?
This particular model of FPV drone is designed to shoot down enemy reconnaissance drones, namely Orlan, Supercam, Zala.
And why is that important?
This is important because all the air strikes and enemy artillery strikes are corrected by drones of this type. This gouges out the enemy's eyes, and they cannot conduct reconnaissance or additional reconnaissance, cannot control the territory of movement of our troops and firepower around the clock.
And can they explain to everyone how it works? How do they do it?
We have a team.
Of course, we have a team. We work with an active radar that highlights the target, which gives us the approximate direction of the enemy drone's movement. We understand the approximate area of the target's movement and search for it. After visual contact, we hit the enemy drone using FPVs that carry a warhead.
You've got to be a pretty good pilot, right, to do this? Because you've got to fly this up. Like, how high?
The last strikes we made were at an altitude of 3,000–4,000 meters. Currently, the record of hitting such drones with this type of FPV is 4,700 meters. The pilot's task is to bring the drone as close as possible to the target and detonate the warhead.
When was the last time that you hit one of the Russian drones? Yesterday. Oh, yeah. Amazing. What an amazing job that you're doing, and you know, I think we're so pleased that we can give you equipment like this and continue to buy it so you can do such an important job.
What we noticed, and what the command noted, for example, after our successful work in the summer and during 2 intense months, in September there were 2 weeks when enemy drones did not fly at all. And when they lost 2–3 reconnaissance drones every day in our area of responsibility, it was very noticeable for them. They don't have that many drones, they can't afford such heavy losses.
And I think there's something like 40 in here or something, so that, what, 100,000, that's you know, $4 million worth of Russian drones that can be taken out just from this.
We can save our equipment and people because they don't reconnoiter enough. They don't see something and don't target it.
Let's finish so you can get these back up there in the sky, and you know, we look forward to seeing all the videos. Okay. Yeah, perfect. But before I let you go, I've got to give you the Sniffing Brigade patch as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, pleasure, mate. So let me.
You can put it here.
There you go, Steve. Thank you, mate.
And I will give you my personal patch.
Oh, mate, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We want to say thank you very much and really appreciate for these 40 drones for anti-UAV missions. They will hit and strike Russians' reconnaissance drones We want to thank you again, and Slava Ukraini!
Hello guys, this is Unit Skylord and this is Anna from Ukraine. And we were going to be talking about today drone units and especially about intelligence.
We're working in the Kharkiv sector. Our main tasks are aerial reconnaissance, adjusting artillery and mortar fire, and striking with FPV drones and large hex bombers, as we call them.
Tell us please, do still Russians see Baba Yaga and please do not are they afraid still of Baba Yaga?
Yes, they are afraid of us, but they have become more agile and use their brains. They started working with thermal imaging sites, and they are gradually shooting down our drones. That's why we need them all the time. But out of 10 flights, 8 were successful. Statistics on the use of FPV drones show that currently 50% of them reach the target. About 40% of these 50% destroy the enemy.
Can you please tell us about more the structure? So, as I understand, here is like body, here is the propellers. What do you think, what is the most critical and, let's say, the weakest point?
The design is very powerful. They can withstand a heavy load. They are made of carbon fiber. Even during testing, they can fall from 30-40 meters and remain intact except for the propellers. From what I can tell about this drone, I see pre-installed detonation board. This will simplify our task. I also see that there will be either a mechanical detonation or a control detonation to choose from. We're now more often using control detonation to move away from mechanical parts.
This is Wild Hornets drones. Do you heard about them before? If yes, then have you tried them? If yes, what's your review for them?
Everything is fine here. It has a powerful video transmitter. I see they have upgraded it with 2 antennas for control. Let's see how it will work under the influence of enemy radar.
This is a flag of this unit, and could you say some story which is behind this amazing art object?
We have been thinking for a long time about our name. In Ukraine they said that artillery is the god of war, so we decided that we would be lords in the air. That's how we chose this name. It is a symbol of the fact that if you come to us with a sword, you will die by it.
All this was possible because of the Anna from Ukraine subscribers, and they did amazing job. We collected 60 FPVs drones. We collected 2 of those Mavics, which are like 2 thermal ones. 2 thermal ones and 1 the day one, and all this plus truck with the night cameras, with the jammers was possible because of the subscribers of Anna from Ukraine.
These are friends of Ukraine, and I am very grateful to our community. And you see how your support actually turns into real weapons that protect Ukrainian lives.
And what we did, as you know, we made the patches. And those are the small symbols which have strong message that we are seeing today. And I want to give one of this patch that we send all over the world to you, so you know that the people are there for you, standing behind you.
I would like to thank Anna and her followers for raising funds to buy this wonderful vehicle and FPV drones that will help us destroy the enemy. Glory to Ukraine!
Слава Україні!
now here we have quite interesting guests as Ukrainian.
Hello,
Hello.
happy to see you.
And beautiful, interesting surprise from 3rd Assault Brigade.
Today we drove to Kiev to pick up this wonderful vehicle that will help us perform combat missions in the hottest areas on the front line.
What's your task in the brigade?
I provide moral and psychological support to the unit. Some people have already had some combat experience. They need even some simple help because they are always on combat missions. They are far away from their families and it is very difficult. There are situations when families are actually separated. And he comes to you and says, Sonia, I'm getting a divorce. And you try to do everything to prevent this from happening.
Tell us please about more the psychologist's help inside 3rd Assault Brigade.
In our company, the main priority is a person who is a personality. We all communicate as equals, which is a very high indicator of our moral and psychological state in the military. When people go on combat missions, they know that they have to communicate with each other as equals. They understand in advance what and how they will do and how they will behave in force majeure situations. And this is an achievement as we have one of the lowest casualty rates. Then, when people return from combat missions, we provide them with a vacation where they rest not only physically but also mentally.
Ми зі свого боку надаємо, так скажемо, такий відпочинок, коли людина відпочиває не тільки фізично, але й морально.
We have rules, for example, when the guys return from combat missions, and we can grill meat, talk, spend time in nice company. We have a very good command who understands how human psychology works. If we talk about our unit, we have a very cool commander. He does not like to be called a father, but he is in fact our father. His whole life before the war he was engaged in helping people. In addition to being a doctor by training, he also helped psychologically. So this is his theory of life, so to speak. Because he lives with it. He always communicates with people. He knows how the human brain works and how people act in any situation.
Як вони взагалі діють в будь-яких ситуаціях.
You are very young.
Yeah.
I have no clue, and let's keep it like this. But tell me how you joined the army and what was the hardest point to joining it? How do you join the army?
If I tell you the truth why, it will be very funny. I am a mom and a wife. I have a child who is 4 years old. And when the full-scale war started, my husband said, well, I'm leaving. And I said, well, okay, I don't mind. What can I tell you? And after a while I said, I'll help you. And so I started to run the HR department of the unit after I officially registered with them. He was very surprised because he did not expect it.
Він був дуже здивований, тому що він не очікував цього.
Sophia is serving with her husband in the same battalion, in the same brigade. And they have 4 years old child. It's boy or girl?
Boy.
Boy. And my question is the boy also at the front line?
There are no completely safe places in Ukraine. There is no shelter in our house and we would live on the 23rd floor. He would be better off with his mom and where there is a safe shelter. Besides, I have the opportunity to take him to work with me. And I'm not in the hot spots where a shell can hit at any time.
I'm just like, I have no words, and I hope like supply and we do maximum to finish this war so you and your husband will go back to Crimea and our son would be enjoying the Crimean beach and over our Crimea victory party. So thank you for doing this. It was a pleasure to meet you. And
Okay.
Like this? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your cars.
Yeah.
That's an amazing car, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
This is the patches. We made this truck done to Sofia and her
Shakira.
And Shakira.
Thank you for your service, Shakira. Thank you.
Good luck.
Let's do it the right way. So,
Thank you.
Sonia, for yours.
We would like to thank Rick the Ukrainian and his followers for their help in purchasing the vehicle. This vehicle will perform combat missions in the hot spots for the company fire support of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade. Glory to Ukraine!
Where have you come from today?
Я прибув до вас з файного поки що українського міста Курахове.
I have come to you from the beautiful Ukrainian town of Kurakhove. This is the Donetsk region where the assault units of our brigade are holding their ground in a very difficult area. We have come here to receive this wonderful vehicle, which will be an indispensable tool. Before we got here, an unpleasant situation occurred. There was an airstrike in the area where we were based before. Unfortunately, 3 medical vehicles were destroyed. Thank God the personnel survived and no one was injured.
Особовий склад цілів, ніхто не постраждав, і ми привеземо чудовий подарунок.
We will bring a wonderful gift to our unit, which will allow us to save the lives of our colleagues and provide assistance to civilians, as there are still people who are unwilling or unable to leave their homes. They remain helpless and their lives and health are in our hands.
І в наших руках їхнє життя, їхнє здоров'я.
So I've got 2 guys standing next to me as well. I just maybe one at a time you can introduce yourselves. Go for it.
I'm Markus from Germany.
Markus from Germany.
Yes, I'm Lars, I'm from Denmark.
And what have you done to help with all of this, and how have you involved in this convoy?
Yeah, I wanted to donate towards Ukraine and towards a MedEvac, and so I contacted 69th Civil Brigade.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
added some funds.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, actually, it's me and my family initiated this fundraiser for a MedEvac. It's a memorial, actually, for our late father, who was a lifelong army medic. He ended up being head of the Danish medical corps in the Danish Army Armed Forces. So, and he passed away 4 years ago. And we thought it would be a great idea to commemorate him, while also helping Ukraine, which is a big issue for all of us in the family. So,
what a wonderful tribute to your father.
Дуже приємно знати, що
It is very pleasant to know that we're not alone and to feel this support of caring people. And it is a great honor to meet you because I finally saw the faces of those wonderful people who allow us to save lives.
які дозволяють нам рятувати життя. It's a great honor for your father, for your family. Take a gift.
Oh, thank you.
It's very helpful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
God bless you. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thanks to Markus to collect money for this beautiful car, which will help us to save lives for our soldiers and civil people. It's nice to meet you. Slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!
Renault is not here, but vibe of Renault is still here, and we have a second truck here right now going from the Belgium with love. So Sphinx from Belgium, the truck is from Belgium, the sweets are from Belgium.
Yes.
So ça va?
Parfait.
Parfait. Tell us, do you see a lot of support from Belgium to Ukraine? How do you feel it? Do you see it somewhere like we see here? We see Renault and he's big, but do you see it somewhere other places?
Belgium is a small country. We don't have a lot of donor like Renault. I meet him not long time ago, and now we have a truck. It's amazing. It's really amazing because in the Legion it's really difficult to have equipment, and without him and without all the donor everywhere, it's impossible to work.
Yes, indeed. The aid that people are sending is really crucial, and like now we see that people in International Legion, they're really limited in the resources, and it's really crucial to them to have a good vehicle as well. How do you feel? Like you are from Belgium, from the country with impressive history, and you left Camembert, some wine, and etc. Tell us, what do you feel in Ukraine? What do you like the most in Ukraine, and what are the things that you really appreciate in Ukraine?
I love Ukraine, and I love the Ukrainian people because it's a strong people. They are really strong, and the Ukrainian culture is really interesting. I'm here from 1 year and a half, and I don't want to come back in Belgium.
Why?
I love this country.
Why?
I love this country. It's an amazing country. I hope this war finish soon, and I don't know, maybe I stay here.
What have you done before in your civil life?
I was postman.
Postman.
Yeah.
You know, here is like 2 posts.
Yeah.
Yes? Which one do you like the most?
Nova Pošta.
Nova Pošta, of course, Nova Pošta. So you probably be a Nova Pošta officer.
Probably, yeah.
It's really the thing, guys, because Ukraine is really when the diamond is not worked, it looks like a glass. But then when you are doing the stuff, you see that it's diamond and you cannot replace it.
No.
So I'm really agree to that, because in Ukraine there's a lot of stuff, and the life and the food and the culture and the country and the landscape. So I'm really suggesting you, after the victory, book your tickets, come under here, and you will see yourself. So if you will pick any region to live, where are you going to be living in Ukraine?
It's difficult to say. I love Lviv because for me it's the most European city, and it's a beautiful city.
And it's fun city.
Yeah. But Dnipro, it's beautiful, and but I want to visit Odessa.
Yes, and I think you also will visit Crimea, and then you will decide.
Yeah.
After the Crimea, you will see Lviv or maybe Sevastopol.
Maybe.
Who knows? Sphinx, I really appreciate your work.
Thank you.
It's really important to show the world that there's not only Ukrainians.
Yeah.
This is the war of all civilized, diplomatic, democratic world. And from the Ukrainian people or from Estonian people, I really want to say thank you for doing this. It's really important, and that means a lot, and we will be holding these stories long time. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you for the Belgium Battalion and all the donors for this car, for this beautiful car, because this car will help us a lot, and thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Naama. I am living in Switzerland, so I'm from Switzerland. Originally I'm British though. I've been donating to 69th Sniffing Brigade since the beginning, since 2022. I want to join the convoy because I'll do anything I can to help Ukraine. but I don't have many skills, but I can drive. You know, I can donate and I can drive. So if I can help by driving, then I will do that. The most challenging thing from the convoy to be with lots of fast driving men. Because I've never driven so fast in my life like I drove in this convoy. First time I arrived in Ukraine by train for a few days. This time we drove through Kyiv. So surprising thing is how gigantic Kyiv is. How gigantic Ukraine is. Even though I knew Ukraine is gigantic, Ukraine is modern, or Kyiv is modern, nice, interesting, alive city. You know, I expected really nice people, and the people were really nice.
Can you just tell people a little bit about what you do? Because I assume, you know, you're not really like in logistics, right?
No, so most of our team has a background of special operations from our respective countries. Now in Ukraine, we continue to conduct special operations, which basically just means anything that conventional forces can't do. A lot of long-range reconnaissance, maritime operations on rivers and seas, raids on hard targets that conventional forces might have a hard time to clear the objective of.
And part of that is having good, reliable trucks like this. You know, how important is something like this to the work that you guys do?
It's extremely important. If we can't get to the fight, we're not going to be able to fight. So vehicles are extremely they're a extremely dire situation for us.
Yeah, I mean they're like quite disposable items, right? With the way that the conflict is.
With the conflict and just how the roads in Ukraine are.
Yeah,
one of our biggest enemies.
Mate, I mean people learn this driving in, but the further you go that way towards the front line, the worse it gets, right? Like, we donate trucks and drones and jammers. You know, like what other things are missing that people should be focusing on if they can?
Reliable communication devices.
Interesting.
More than just the Harris radios, but also the ear sets and the push-to-talks to go with it. One of the biggest things that any unit I've worked with here that's had a problem is communication. Oftentimes you're stuck with just cheap Motorola's, which the Russians can listen on. We've had operations where they literally diverted more forces because they heard us speaking English, and they wanted to focus on us because they heard English on the chat. So more Harris radios and more the communication devices.
Got it. So at the last handover that we did, we actually gave 100 devices by a company called Hemera, I don't know, like, which is like encrypted Ukrainian comms company. So you know, something like that, right? That you know, maybe that's something that we can focus on a little bit more, that when we're working with people like you guys, that we actually can fully equip you out with that as well. You know, is that the type of thing that's useful?
We've had experience with Hemera. It's very good for team-to-team chat. They're very good for that.
Good. Well, that's something for us to consider. Right. Now, this truck is fundraised. There's a guy called Jake Bro. He's ex-US Army. He's a YouTuber now.
Okay.
And he did a campaign for 1,000 days of war. Now, we're about 40 days away, I think, from that point. And the idea was we would try and deliver all the aid before then. Now, the campaign raised just under $1.1 million. And we've delivered today about 400,000 of that, I think, in one go. We know, which is pretty insane. So, and I think he'll be, you know, particularly pleased to be seeing some of that donated money going to someone from America that's also served in the forces, right? So I've got 2 different patches to give you, right? Not only are you gonna get this, guys, you know, which I'm sure you're very excited about wearing on your operations. Yeah. I can see you are, you're definitely smiling.
I'm definitely.
Right. But you're also gonna get the NAFO 69 Sniffing Brigade patch, which for you I think is more important, right? Because it does have the Estonian flag on it, mate.
Exactly.
So you will wear that with pride, I'm sure. So.
Of course.
Thank you.
Aning, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Best of luck. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
this is like one of the drone buses that we now make, and you know, the 14th reg we've given a lot of equipment to over time, but I don't know, has he had a look inside the back of the bus yet?
Yes, I had the opportunity to look inside, and I had a positive impression. First of all, I have a great impression of the condition of the car. The condition of the vehicle is of key importance for the departments that do specific work. This is because it is fast movement and fast organization of work. And even when there is a force majeure, this car helps us to quickly leave the place where we could be detected, for example. And from my personal experience, even to quickly evacuate my colleagues.
Should we have a little look inside quickly? Like, should we do a bit of a mobile interview, right? One of the things we've done on the trucks, you know, is that we've created this, which hopefully I can open. Yes, I can, right? And the idea of this, it was a request, is you can run the cable out so you can have Starlink like put on the roof. Super, perfect. And then the whole point here is these chairs can all spin round, the tables come up, and it becomes essentially a command post for using reconnaissance drones. We didn't just come up with the idea ourselves as well, we ran the whole design via their commanders. So hopefully we got it right, because the commander's like quite a big guy actually. Like, and it's like but the whole point as well is not only can you sit in it, it should, because we have the measurements for the actual reconnaissance drones they use for the big boxes. We've measured it so they will also fit inside the truck.
It's great. I want to test it now and see how it will perform.
Do we have a deal? Yeah, there we go. Pleasure, mate, pleasure. So, along with the truck, you get patches. Not only, so this truck's another truck fundraised via Jake Bro. He raised $1 million with his community. Oh, the charity patch. The Sniffing Brigade. Super. This is for you as well, my friend. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We are very grateful to you as well. It is very important for us to have the support of the civilized world. After all, today Ukraine is fighting for its right to life. And our units and other units of the defense forces are doing everything possible to ensure civilized and democratic condition on our land. Thank you for your support. And we also have souvenirs for you to remember us and our work.
Thank you. Thank you.
The most valuable one is our flag.
Amazing.
Where you will see the signatures of those who will directly work in this vehicle and generally participate in the defense of our country.
Amazing. Can I introduce him to Roland as well? Roland's our main guy for getting these buses, and along with Casper, who couldn't be here, they actually make these buses possible.
We will call him if something happens.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, him. And the commander can call him, not me, right? Like, yeah. Cheers. Thanks, mate. Take care.
Jake Bro, привет. Hello, Jake Bro. Thank you and your followers for helping Ukraine. Thank you for caring about the fate of Ukrainians fighting for their right to live. Together to the victory. Glory to Ukraine.
Slava Ukraini!
If you could just start, mate, by just introducing who you are and your unit.
Yeah, so I'm Ethan McNamara. We work with the International Legion, DUI, and GUR. So we run a drone team out there, and
we've got a little problem, haven't we?
Yeah, just a
because like this isn't Ethan's truck, because Ethan's truck didn't quite make it to the handover. So we're doing a handover without a truck. because Ethan had actually come all the way from where their positions are because they have to prepare, and sadly we couldn't get it here. So sorry, it does happen now and again.
These things happen.
And we will get your truck here as soon as possible. We've given your unit a truck before, and it's a bit of a sad story, to be perfectly honest, because the guy from the unit, a British guy, Sam Newey, died halfway through the fundraiser. And we actually this entire truck was fundraised with a patch in his memory, and it was about 13 months ago, it was August last year that this happened, right? And I see that you've also got his memorial band on. Like, he was a very brave young man.
He was a character. He was an absolute character, yeah. Best mate in the country for sure. He was a go-getter.
He was a very loved, very loved young man in Ukraine, and his brother was here as well, fighting for quite some time. They were brave guys, and I think it was one of the saddest fundraising moments I think we've had, basically. And it was great that we then actually did give you that truck last year.
Yeah, so we got given that truck, and
what happened to it, Ethan, on the first mission?
It didn't last very long. We took 2 FPVs, one straight to the engine bay and then one straight through the back window. So it was an eventful time.
Mate, it's ridiculous, right?
But being Sam's truck, we had to go and recover it. So with the help of some of our guys, we managed to recover it. She was just non-salvageable.
It did. That truck was in a really bad state, wasn't it?
She wasn't well.
She wasn't good. She wasn't good. And when you do get your next truck, which we will get here as soon as we can, mate, how's it going to be used?
Exactly the same. So it'll be taking our guys out to and from the front. Maybe try not to leave it on near positions like that anymore. But
some of these though to go with it, right?
Yeah, some jammers, that'd be nice. Give us a little bubble instead of trying to shoot them with a shotgun. So
Oh, are you doing that then?
Yeah, definitely. You're seeing a lot now on the news. Go back to primitive style.
Have you pulled it off?
Some guys have, not personally, no. But
you don't.
It's working.
You don't want to miss, right?
No,
You've got literally one chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's less than ideal.
Amazing. So I can't hand him over a truck, so this is like one of the most disappointing handovers ever, mate, and I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good.
But what I am going to give you, your Sam Newey patch and Heroes Never Die, because there you go, mate. You can wear that with pride.
Thank you.
And take some more. And also, the truck was fundraised by the Shills, which is like a YouTube channel, and the Portuguese NAFO. They did the first truck, and they did this truck as well. Super cool people, and without them helping out, none of those trucks would have ever arrived, mate. So please do take these as well, buddy.
Thank you very much.
I understand you are artillery, right? Yes. Could you please tell me what the situation is in terms of the number of shells? I will say perhaps a popular phrase, but there are always few and never enough of them.
I understand that this is not enough all the time, but if we compare, let's say December or February of 2024, what their difference?
When we were started working with the Western artillery last year, we had way too few. Now there are not enough of them. We always want more.
What type of artillery you work?
The weapons we have now are much more accurate. More precise than the Soviet ones. A lot more accurate.
Let's say there is some Russians and they 20 kilometers from you. How close the shell can come to them?
5 meters if it's 20 kilometers. And if we have good intelligence and guidance. If we adjust accurately, then from the third shell we will hit the target. Our artillery unit has over 10 years of experience. And we have very experienced colleagues. And we do our job very well. Our brigade has many awards and orders. That is why we do our job at 115%.
So, and I'm correct that this from Belgium would bring some love to our enemy and a couple shells. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
I know that there is some like spread thinking that artillery is kind of safe. So how safe it is actually? How do you get like fire back?
Our units always move with an electronic warfare system and preferably in small vehicles. Large vehicles are often not used for transportation to make us less visible. In addition, large vehicles leave large trenches from the wheels, which are also not beneficial for us. So we take care of ourselves. And we understand the responsibility of each soldier.
That is actually what the sniffing brigade about. It's about the trucks. Because trucks is like blood cells. So you can imagine like here in artillery or in evacuation tasks or even all units, they really need these blood cells in order to this whole human body will be survived, will be functional, and will bring us to the victory. So every donation that goes to the trucks, that's why it's so important. As we are talking here about the truck, this truck was given and fundraised by Renault de Kochhof, and he's our let's say like a father, because Renault made huge impact, and you should understand this is the gardener. So he is basically doing flowerings, and that's why you see here flowers, and you can see over there those flowers. But what Renault does, he already brought, I lost the counting, but it should be around 10 trucks he made himself. And he's not just, bringing this, he's also driving this. And this time we had issue with the passports, and he's not here, but I would love to send his Belgium love to you, because he is the example of the West people who will be standing behind you until the victory. And you should understand you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I am grateful to the Belgian Battalion for their support. This vehicle will help us to deliver ammunition and evacuate wounded soldiers.
So I think you spoke to Ragnar, didn't you? And you said you needed some drones. So we got you a couple of drones, Roman.
This is crazy. I'm so happy. It was absolutely crazy news for us.
And I mean, we moved quite quickly for you because we know it's important. So
yes, it was also a big thing that the speed of this delivery was just amazing.
Did you work with artillery before the full-scale invasion? Or you've learned it here?
Well, I learned this in my citizenship country, in Estonia.
In Estonia,
yes.
Right, yeah.
And I studied this there during my normal military service, and in Guides Elite we have an organization for that.
So you are an expert in artillery, a professional artillery man?
I thought so, but not. It's I did this in the wrong way.
So, okay.
No, I did this old-fashioned way, and this knowledge, just some confidence, but knowledge is coming from here. This is drones. This is infrastructure for drones.
Yeah.
This is streaming, and this is a discipline of reconnaissance with the drone.
But previous life in Estonia, you had one doctrine of working with artillery.
It was not like as NATO is doing this, is binocular and the map, and you're calculating the angles, and you are with radio, and you giving the guys information.
Yeah.
It will not work here.
So you're forward operating, binoculars, radio,
Exactly,
and then here,
yes.
what happens here?
Yes, and here this work is done binoculars for the forward observer are the guys who are piloting these Mavics. He has a screen and he has a calculation device and he has all the data thanks to the piloting of Mavics. My mother is from Vinica. My sister was born in Vinica.
Fine.
And for my grandfather, who I visited a lot.
So it's directly your war as
yes,
well?
Yes, it's absolutely my obligation to be here, but not only because of that. This war is a Soviet Union project, and all countries who are involved, must be here. Absolutely, Estonians, Latvians. This is for you.
Thanks, mate.
Yes. Yeah, no, this goes with this.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Roman, thanks, mate. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, Jake, bro. It is huge for us. We are going to use this car for reconnaissance. We're going to use these drones. It is amazing delivery. Thank you so much, Jake, bro. Thank you, all the subscribers. You are amazing, guys.
Які у вас завдання з вашим підрозділом? Що ви робите?
Our main task is intelligence, all types of tactical level intelligence. That is a direct work on the contact line, sniper missions, electronic intelligence, and aerial reconnaissance.
Радіоелектронна розвідка, це повітряна розвідка.
Johnny, what else do you need? And how much? We need everything at once, as in principle does everyone. The priority is, of course, FPV drones and electronic warfare systems. FPV drones are generally what is used the most. The vehicles are all-wheel drive so that they can drive over difficult terrain.
We have here electronic warfare, yeah? Could you please tell us, is it like great to have immediately electronic warfare connected to the truck and you can turn on during the drive or during when you stand by?
Having such a system at all is very good. And it is not enough, it is always needed. Because the enemy's artillery is now working much less efficiently than FPV drones. FPV drones are accurate and reach very far, especially with a repeater. A car can even be driving somewhere in the rear, and without an electronic warfare system, an FPV drone will find it and blow it up.
I would like to say that this truck was funded by this handsome man.
Yes.
And
I'm Ruslan Trachinsky, and we do together with NAFO company Svjata Vatra. It's my band, Viking Cossack Rock, 20 years, live in Estonia, and I glad because Rubizh, in Rubizh also one musician from Haidamaki, it's my ex-band from Ukraine. So guys, protect Ukraine and we win together.
For this campaign we use this patches. So this is the logo of the Svjata Vatra, the band of Ruslan.
Yes.
And
Fire Wolf.
We are honored to give you and your comrades those patches, so they will boost your morale. So I hope you share them with your friends.
Thank you.
Listen music also, Svjata Vatra.
Yeah.
Thank you, Johnny, for doing this.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Johnny.
I would like to thank Svjata Vatra for their help in raising funds and purchasing this vehicle and everything that went with it.
I see you have interesting toys here. Could you tell more about what techniques, what type of armor you're using?
This is a 2C1, a Soviet gun on a gooseneck. or self-propelled. It has a 122mm cannon. It can hit a target at a distance of up to 15 kilometers.
Okay, so we have here Frank.
Hello.
And Frank is from Germany. And Frank and his community help us to raise this beautiful Crimean mouse.
Yes. Okay, can we talk about the mouse?
Yeah, let's go for the mouse.
Okay, you can see the patch, and it's here as well. This is the Crimean rainbow flamenco mouse. And that was the patch for my fundraiser with NAFO, and you can see there's a little German flag here in the ear. That's always on my patches. And I'm very, very grateful for every donator. You're doing amazing work. I can't believe that after 2.5 years, still people donate money and see where their money is going and why it's so important to help Ukraine win. And I want to say really thank you for all the work you're doing, and thank you for every donator, and thanks to NAFO for organizing this and making all this enormous help possible. We're an international community, and we have the goal to help Ukraine win over Russian terrorists.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your work.
And actually, we were doing this also with the patches, and this is the Crimean mouse.
It's a Crimean mouse. Yes.
It's comes really into the clothes, but it's also part of this truck, because through these patches and your help, we made this aid for the guys to be more mobile and to save more lives from the front line.
Yeah.
So this is for you. You can share with your comrades. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
I want to thank the NAFO community for their help. This is the second time we have reached out to you, and you have not turned us down for the second time. Thank you very much to everyone who helped us at such a difficult time. Thanks to Frank and his followers for their help. This vehicle is being sent to the Kupiansk direction. Glory to Ukraine! We're working in various areas to defend our Ukraine and its sovereignty.
I can tell have you suffered a wound within the war and you're still serving in the unit? Is that quite common across like the unit or in Ukraine in general, that people fight and then get wounded and carry on?
Yes, quite often. I was also seriously wounded. My brother in arms was wounded as well. I was hurt in the shoulder and had a lot of fractures. Yevhen lost his leg. All of us were wounded, but we're back in the ranks and continue to work where we started.
And it's Alex, right?
Alex.
Yeah. Amazing. Like, and what, if you don't mind me asking, like what happened to you? Like you got injured as well, right?
Yes, I was also wounded. I was just in the infantry for 2 years and got an injury in the village of Klishchivka. It was a serious injury. After rehabilitation, I returned to service. Now, everything is fine. We continue to work. Today, I came straight from Vovchansk to meet you here to get the car. I will immediately go back to this area and continue working there with this car. So thank you very much for your help. All of our guys would like to thank Jake Bro and his followers for the car.
Hello, I'm Mark Forwell. I'm from Canada, and I'm a retired restaurant owner. I joined this convoy because after making a bunch of donations to help the Ukrainian war, I I wanted to find ways of making bigger donations, bigger contributions, and this place is definitely, this charity's set up to handle that. And then I came and drove too. 30-hour drive with just a lot of stops in it, but for a short period of time. The sleep is a bigger challenge than you'd expect, especially coming from Canada. I tried to adjust for the time lag, but you can only do so much. Yeah, it was a little bit of a culture shock. The convoy can sometimes get driving a little fast, which I was a little bit intimidated by that at times, especially when you're not fully awake. So those were the challenges. The funniest thing that happened is our truck broke down, which is a funny story because it was a good story because a Polish truck driver immediately started blocking us, protecting us with his lights on, and while we were on the side of the road. And he called the cops who were there at 1 a.m. Quickly in the middle of nowhere. They were helpful. And then the convoy staff were there within minutes. They couldn't fix the truck. We are unfortunately at the side of the road. The truck will make it to the front line soon, I hear. But sadly, it's not here today. So what could have been a disaster, actually, they were prepared for it, and it was no problem. This is not my first time in Ukraine. This is my second time. And the funny story is the first time, basically all I did was get COVID and sleep. So anyway, this is my first time in Ukraine where I am competent and able to help. Anyway, and yeah, I can finally see the place properly. And of course, Kyiv is a fun city that I would recommend to anybody come and visit. And I want to see more of like the natural sites. I'm glad here, this location is the famous monastery caves. So after this interview, I'm going to see them. It's apparently a destination.
So could you tell us, before the war, who you were by specialty?
I was an IT guy, so that I can speak English a little bit. I joined National Guard 1 and 3 months ago.
1 year and 3 months.
Yeah, and I have no military background before that.
So you probably were like in all the actions that was happening from the beginning, and the question is like, what was the trigger that you entered the army? Because it was like almost like in the middle from this point.
Yeah, as far as I had no experience in military, I wanted to join army in the early stages of the war, but there were no places. And then after a year, I decided that my time comes and I need to help my country.
Amazing. Could you tell us what's the biggest step in doing this? Like, because you are like basically behind the computer. What's your position was?
Software developer.
Developer. So you're behind the computer, and at some point you need to make a step and take the gun. So what was the hardest point of it?
I don't know really. Maybe just bring your ass from the chair and make this step. It's easy.
Yeah. The same like going to gym.
Yeah. You just need to do the first step, and then everything will be done without you.
We can understand like this is the example when the Ukraine used the potential of civil people in the way they do in civil life. So as I understand, you were like developer. They saw like, okay, that's the thing. Here's your position, and it's matches. Is that it?
I don't think on 100%, but yes, I think it's the case when potential, the brain power of some individual used in proper way.
What I'm thinking is that Ukraine is really tactical, because we had the stories about the PTSD girl, the psychology thing, and here's also example. So people are not the meat on the front line. So if you have the skills, they would be used at the front line, and I think it's also will be a huge drop for the victory. Do you have like any stories from your civil life that were useful in your military life?
Oh, it's a tricky question. I need to think.
Like any code, like you said, like, oh, I know this code.
It's just, I don't know, some knowledge in Excel and Word, because a lot of documents should be done in a small amount of time.
Let's dream. For example, you wish any amount of trucks which is needed. What will be the amount you will be wishing right now to fulfill all your needs in your squad?
Oh, it's a tricky question. We have special guys for this in NAFO Battalion. Who knows how much do we need, but I think it's something about maybe 30, maybe 40.
So I hope this truck will serve you good, because as we used to say in our brigade, the 69 Sniffing Brigade, that we're gonna be fighting until the victory of Ukraine. So you just need to know that there is people, and you see here around, and people standing here from 8 a.m. And right now it's almost like past 2. So people will be standing there for you. So thank you for fighting with us. And one more thing is, like, this truck was founded by Latitude 59, and this is a conference from Estonia. So it's not like IT conference, but people are, like, you know, very close. So they would be super happy that exactly their aid came into your hands, and hopefully this truck will save many lives of Ukrainians.
Thank them very much, and thank you for your help.
Thank you for fighting.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. You are awesome. I want to say great thank you for the community of Latitude 59 for this amazing car. It will help us to bring armor to the front line, and also to get our injured comrades out of the trenches. So it will very help us in our everyday life and our everyday work. Thank you very much.
So we're going to keep doing it a little bit differently. I'm going to bring in a guest presenter as well with this one, Johnny FD.
Hello.
Good to see you,
Very proud
mate.
to be here, be part of this campaign. And how important is the drone warfare now, currently?
In my humble opinion, electronic warfare systems are the key devices in this war.
All these trucks are now included with these drone jammers. How useful are they?
FPVs operate as close to the contact line as possible. They are always hunting you, and there are a lot of them. That's why electronic warfare systems are very necessary.
Has he used one of these before?
This is a Tsukorok.
What is it?
I still use it when there is a bad connection. It helps, and helps out a lot. It shows the frequencies of enemy drones. I can detect the presence of Eagles, Mavic or other reconnaissance drones. When I have no communication with the headquarters and the intelligence cannot give me such information, this device is indispensable.
So we're really happy that we're going to be having this as well. This is the portable one for you, and also the drone jammers built in the truck. And the truck itself, I hope is going to be helpful to your units.
Marco, where are you from?
I'm from Estonia.
I think, yeah. And Marco, like, what did you do to help with this man and this truck here?
I drove together with my co-driver Belle this car from Estonia to here, and also donated towards the car.
Thank you.
You donated a very significant amount of money to buy this truck to donate with your own personal money. Why did you do this?
Well, I believe it's probably the least that can be done. I'm not fighting the war any other way, so that is just something I was able to do, and I really hope that this car, in a very sense of in a fashion of John McClane, helps you win the orcs.
And on behalf of Jake Bro and all his watchers, not I don't want to call it celebrating, but memorializing almost 1,000 days of war and hoping that this never happens again and never gets to 2,000 days. We're very proud to be donating these trucks on behalf of all of Jake Bro's donors. This is the second campaign with over $1 million, which is insane, you know, because all of us are just individual donors. You know, each time we donate $100, €100 at a time, and somehow with such a massive audience of people who care around the world to see Ukraine succeed and see Russia's dictatorship and imperial ambitions squashed so we can have peace in the world. I'm very, very proud to be handing over this patch. Thank you very much, Matador, from Jake.
Jake Bro, I would like to thank you and your subscribers for purchasing this vehicle. I am confident that with its help we will save many lives of our fellow soldiers.
So you're working with these. Can you explain to people a bit about what you do with them?
Этими дронами мы можем работать как по небу.
With these drones we can work both in the sky to shoot down enemy drones working to correct guided aerial bombs and aerial demolition bombs, and we can work on the ground. Out of 50 flights with these drones we have about 40 hits. We have already shot down about 20 Zalas, about 10 Orlans, and about 10 Supercams with these drones.
Wow! So like millions of dollars worth of Russian drones with these?
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. About a week. And what, if we've got 40 here, does he think he's going to take out quite a lot of Zalas and Orlans with this?
Of course, there will be a lot of hits.
You've got the drones, you've got the flag. Is this, who's signed the flag?
This is the flag of the FPV unit. It was signed by my comrades.
Along with the drones, we're going to give him a patch. So these drones were funded by Jake Bro. His fans, his community of his YouTube raised over $1 million. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you very much. Cheers. Nice one.
Greetings to Jake Bro and his followers. Thank you for providing 40 drones. We will continue to destroy the Russians both in the sky and on the ground.
Well, Dimitri, that was a big one. Biggest convoy. But job done.
I have no words. What are we going to be doing?
Do some more fundraising and get some more trucks, more drones.
Exactly.
And help Ukraine win. But we can't do it alone, can we? We need their help.
Yes, guys, please stay with us because this is really important and we really rely on you.
And together, we can win.
Really.
So, come back soon for Convoy 34 and let's see what surprises we've got in store for the Russians then, shall we?
Next episode. See you.
Bye-bye.
Well,